From the studios of Foxboro Cable Access, located in the center of Foxborough, Massachusetts, you are watching Around Foxborough.
Hi, I'm Steve Uden, and welcome to Around Foxborough for another very interesting conversation with a very interesting young and talented man who I'm really happy to have here with us today. You won't believe all the things he's done in his young life up to now, so who knows if the world's his oyster, but I'd like to welcome you. You go by Nicky G in your profession. Do you mind if I call you Nicky?
No, I love that. Feels right at home for me.
Great. So you are what we might call a rapper or an artist. I'm actually going to add the word singer to it, and we'll talk about that later because some of the videos I saw, you actually have a pretty nice singing voice.
I appreciate that.
And I know there's all sorts of, there's movie magic here and in this TV center, and there's musical magic with auto-tunes and all that sorts of things. But why don't you tell me just a little bit about you, like where you're from, when you got into rapping, and then when maybe you decided to start like recording and putting stuff out there on the web. Can you give us a minute or two of that?
Yeah, of course. So I'm from Bellingham, Massachusetts, 20 minutes down the road.
Yep.
I grew up there with a great, loving, supportive family, and I was immersed in music from a very young age. My dad always played a lot of Southern rock. My mom, a lot more hippie stuff.
All right.
The Pink Floyds, the Grateful Deads.
Yeah.
Even stuff like Bruce Springsteen, some more mainstream stuff as well. But yeah, so I was immersed from a very young age in what they thought good music was, and I grew up listening to that. I was born in the year 2000, so there was a lot of hip-hop that was very popular, Eminem, Lil Wayne, T.I., Jay-Z, all these guys that were really starting to put hip-hop in the front of pop culture and stuff. So I was immersed in that, and then, I had friends and cousins that were the same age, so they started showing me what they thought was good rap, and I quickly realized there was a real art form to it, the wittiness of the punchlines, the intricacies of the flows and the rhyme schemes, but also the message of what people had to say, like really trying to change the listener's point of view on something, or maybe give them some new ideas on how to live their life in a positive manner. And that's something I didn't really know existed in rap. So once I found that, I really thought, wow, this is something that I respect, and maybe something I could use to vent how I'm feeling, or try to really get respect for my peers. That's how it started, and then it evolved into just really loving the craft and loving the music and diving into the great ones that had come before.
There's an interesting thing, and I'm not sure everybody in our audience knows this, and I'm sure you do. There's a difference between hip hop and rap, right?
Sure, yes.
So
it's funny.
Can you explain a little bit about, like, they're not the same thing. To some untrained ears, they may sound like the same thing.
Right, yeah.
But there's actually a difference.
Most definitely. And a lot of people will categorize hip-hop as like older rap, and rap is kind of this new thing. And everyone kind of has a different label for it. For me, I think rap is a skill that exists within hip-hop. The way I like to view it is hip-hop is the umbrella. Then you have the rap, then you have the fashion, and then you have newer forms of rap and hip-hop, like trap music and what they call mumble rap. And there's all these different subgenres as the thing begins to grow, the culture of hip-hop. So I like to view rap as more of a skill within the greater culture of hip-hop that lies within several subgenres. It just helps me divide it up, because it's interesting. You hear some of these modern rappers, and to put them in the same category as an Eminem, as a Tupac, it doesn't really sit right with me, because I just have so much admiration for those guys, and not so much for the new age, but I try to remain open-minded.
Well, you mentioned that your mom liked sort of the psychedelic stuff, and I'll admit I've been on the road a little bit and seen some things, and I'm an Australian Pink Floyd fan.
Oh, killer!
But yeah, in fact, they're coming to Connecticut and Lynn in September. You should go see them.
We saw them in Worcester. They were fantastic.
They are fantastic. But back to the rap and the hip hop, like any form of music, particularly pop culture music, there's a message. You can be positive and you can be negative. And one of the things I thought was interesting about the material I was looking at when I was researching you, right, was you had a piece called Start Anew. And I have it here in my notes. I have my initials and a smiley face next to it because I liked that, and I liked the message. Do you compose all your lyrics and music, or do you have a colleague that you kind of Elton John and Bernie Taupin, like somebody writes the lyrics and somebody writes the music?
Sure.
How does that come to you?
Yeah, so for the most part, my production, the instrumental, the music is done by other people. I outsource for it. I have a ton of friends that produce. I produce a very little bit, and I'm really just getting into it. But most of the time, I find the instrumental and then write the lyrics to it. Or like I'll have the idea of what I want to talk about, that comes first. Or the melody will come first, the main line of the song that's going to hook people in. And then I go from there. But it's a lot of the times me just writing the lyrics. And I also do mixing and mastering. So I'll take it all, I'll take the raw vocals, the raw instrumental, and put it all together, add effects, rearrange things, and get it to sound exactly how I want it to
Right,
sound.
there's so many pieces you can take digitally now and put them here and there, or stretch them out, or raise the tempo, or whatever.
Totally, possibilities are infinite.
Yeah, so can you talk a little bit about, let's get something out of the way, and that is your fame.
Sure.
Well, no, really, you've done a great job during the football season. Your Drake May hip-hop song got a lot of internet attention, and then when the Pats started doing and going, towards the Super Bowl and winning the AFC and that sort of thing, they started playing your stuff on like national broadcasts, on TV, and then you were invited to like view parties, and I can't remember the name of the watering hole of the restaurant you went to. What was that?
A.T. O'Keefe's in Boston, and also
Yeah.
the Medici nightclub in Providence.
Yes,
Yep.
and so you were there, and you had a good crowd there.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see you doing your stadium shows when I have to pay $1,000 a ticket to see you.
We'll get you backstage, Steve. No cost.
Sweet.
You got it.
Thank you very much. But let's talk about Drake May for a minute. And
Sure.
for the people that don't know, Nicky, as Nicky G, the artist, came up with a very clever and about a 2.5 minute long rap, at least is how it was released and packaged. And I'm sure there's an extended version or a remix of right? But it was an homage to Drake May with much New England enthusiasm and almost hero worship, like, sitting on the throne, and
Oh, yeah.
that was a pretty cool image, actually. I saw. How did you come up with that? Like, were you just vacuuming the rug and the song came to your head, or how did it come to you?
Pretty much. I was at work. I'm a machine operator, so I was just grinding away parts, cleaning them up, and I'm an up-and-coming artist, fully independent, always scheming of ways to break through. And the idea had come to make a song about maybe an iconic person, and there have been songs done about different people throughout time, and it just was right in front of me. The Pats were one game away from the playoffs. Everyone had high hopes, and I was like, it's got to be Drake May. And it's funny, you're talking about this hero worship thing. It's like it's such a contradiction because he's such a humble guy, which I respect.
Right? Yeah.
But it almost drives.
It's refreshing.
Yes,
it really
so
is.
refreshing, most definitely. But it almost drives at least the hype for me to want to push this guy up even further because he's so humble. I'm like, man, you got to
he is. He's a good guy. He's got the wife he's had for a long time, and it was a sweetheart growing up.
100%. And hopefully I have a song for her coming soon.
That's nice.
I do.
As long as we keep it all nice, because your stuff isn't. Your stuff is good and nice, and it's diverse, and you have a wide range of things that you do. But a lot of your songs are positive.
Most definitely. Thanks.
What is it? I like "Do It All Again," which was sort of a heartbreak song or a heartbreak piece of hip hop. But in it, I picked up that while you are rapping through it, your singing voice is wrapped into the music, and with all the musicians' engineering that goes on, you actually have a pretty good singing voice, if you ask me.
I really
you
appreciate
say a little
that.
baritone in there, and you did that. What did you want to sort of sing through that, or was that just sort of extemporaneous and it just happened?
Yeah, for that one, it was actually the melody of the song that had come to me first. The "You messed with him instead." That,
Yeah, right.
But I would do it all again. That had come to me before I found the beat. And then I just thought it was so catchy. And this idea that, maybe you had a bad relationship or things went really far south, not in your favor, but still the moment was so great that knowing how bad the outcome was, you would still go back and do it all again just to have that moment again. And I thought that was a really cool and deep emotionally idea.
It's great, and I don't know, and I'm probably dating myself here, but have you ever heard the song The Tennessee Waltz?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you're going to have to look it up. You now have homework. It's an old Patti Page song, and it's a song about a woman that brings her girlfriend to a dance. Oh, no, a woman that goes with her boyfriend to a dance, and she introduces the boyfriend to her girlfriend, and they dance, and they fall in love, and she gets left behind.
Wow.
Now, I don't think you're copying that, because like you are eons away from when that song was popular.
Sure, yeah.
But it's a beautiful song. Your mom and dad might know it. It's a very common song from way back when. But you should look up Patti Page and the Tennessee Waltz, and it smacked of Do It All Again. It was
so wild.
You know, a man brought his girl to meet his friend, and
wow,
things went south for the poor guy, the protagonist of the song.
I'll tell you what, it's good to know I wasn't alone. You know, that's
you know. In fact, you're right on the money. You know, like things like that happen in life.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk a little bit about the song "Start Anew"?
Yeah, most definitely.
Because there's a motocross theme to that somewhere. Is that part of the song, or is that just what you use for montage and
that was
effect?
more so just a music video idea that was brought to me after, and I thought it felt, you know, the high energy of the song.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the title track off my debut album, To Start Anew.
Yeah.
And I was at this big crossroads in my life where I was really starting anew and living a very different lifestyle, one in recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole message of that album followed that path in my early times in that journey. And so, you know, that was the title track. It really just got the message of the album across. It was time for me to start anew. And I'm glad I was able to do that one and make it so high energy and contagious in a way.
It totally makes sense now that I've heard it and having not really known you until today. The Drake May song do you want to keep that around, or do you want to move on from that and be Nicky G, the guy that did Drake May? He had, you know, a hit, and it was during the height of the football, you know, enthusiasm and all that. But there's more depth to you. There really is. From when I looked at some music, Do It All Again, I Got You, Start Anew. I just think, you know, I was like, I gotta check more of this fella out. He's got some very interesting lyrics.
Thank you.
With depth. It's not just like, you know, leaning on a parking meter and watching cars go by. You know, it's like, it's very interesting.
Totally.
You mentioned that you were a machinist, or you work with machinery. Do you want to talk about that at all, or is that just is that a gig that you're doing while you wait for fame and fortune to even bless you even more than you've already been blessed so far?
Yeah, you know, it's a great job. I have great people that I work with. It's pretty easy and challenging. You know, it's that good blend where I'm not just laid back and mundane all day, but it really is kind of just for me the placeholder until I'm able to one day hopefully live off the music. So.
Good.
But a lot of supportive people there. I mean, like when the Drake May song got played at Gillette and at the Garden on TV, they were all so supportive. So it's really amazing to have a group of people like that around me.
You're this far from Sweet Caroline at Fenway Park, man. Right? You know?
I don't know if I'm quite there yet, but
Neil Diamond's got nothing on you right now, right? Everybody needs to like go to the side and let the next group come in.
Yeah, to answer your previous question, as far as the Drake May thing, I love it. I fully embrace it because I have the Pats in Boston sports so deep in my blood.
Oh, you are? You're a fan?
Most definitely. Like we used to go to the training camp every single week. I got a Brady signature somewhere, Teddy Bruschi, like all these guys
cool.
I looked up to. I have cousins with season tickets, so it's just really deeply ingrained in my blood. And I don't think I'll be satisfied with that one till I'm singing it from the duck boat. So once we get there,
attaboy. I got married right on the bridge over the duck boats.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I think it was back in the 1900s. I don't know.
Wow.
It's been a long time though. When you were on Pro FM,
sure.
She was a really good interviewer.
Oh my God.
Had you ever done like a radio gig before, like meet meet the talent as opposed to having airplay?
Yes. So I did one in Franklin. Not quite as big scale as 92 Pro FM. From what I learned, is like almost like the KISS 108 of Rhode Island. So after I did that,
when I saw that, I was like, oh, Shazam! Wow, this guy's good.
Yeah, I had no idea because I live in Massachusetts, but once I had done it, all my Rhode Island friends were like, "This is crazy," and I was like, "That's awesome." So I did one in Franklin with Jim Derrig, who was also a phenomenal person and was a great interview. So I had a little bit of practice before then. But yeah, she was Jessica from 92 was amazing, great person.
Yeah, she was very natural, and because it was on video and in somebody's car speakers while they're driving to work or whatever, and it was really nice. Purely Boston and What's Up Guy Pod and watch parties. Can you talk about your winding up in those and what those are for people that may not know that are watching the show just a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So, the song just kept blowing up, and then I saw this social media platform, Purely Boston, use the song, and so I reached out to them like, hey, thanks for using it, and they're like, yo, come perform at our watch parties.
Sweet.
So they were doing these watch parties where they have the game all set up on the TVs around, and everyone's drinking, having a great time, yelling at the TV, crying, laughing, all the good stuff, everything you could expect from a Boston sports pub.
Yeah, right.
And it was a really good time. So at the 2-minute warning before the half, I had got up and performed it, which was wild.
2-minute warning, right? When everybody's eyes are right there. That's
totally
great.
Yeah, and it was actually like the same exact time that they played it at the stadium. So right as I'm about to perform, my sister runs up to me and has a friend on FaceTime, and they're playing it at the stadium. It was an out-of-body experience. And again, like, thank you so much to @Purely Boston for having me out, as well as the Medici nightclub for the Super Bowl, which didn't go the way we wanted it to, but still a great time with great people and same vibes.
Are you self-represented at this point, or are you do you have an agent, or does somebody you know or love represent you in some way or support you? You just mentioned your sister and your mom and dad earlier.
I have an incredibly supportive family that are all unpaid. They just do it out of the kindness of their heart for me and some other great people.
Well played.
Michael Merlin, he's been doing a lot of booking for me, and hopefully some more shows that will be lined up in the near future. Jerry Love, she promotes the heck out of me.
Yeah,
and again,
Jerry's terrific.
My mom, my sisters, they're all my biggest fans and do everything they can to support me, so I couldn't be more grateful.
When you go into a live event, do you bring canned music, or do you have somebody mixing for you while you're performing, the way one might have an orchestra or a band?
Exactly, yeah. So I have performance tracks. So it's the track, but the lead vocals.
Is that what they call performance tracks?
Exactly, yeah. And from there, the DJ, whoever has it, can manipulate the different parts of it in the same way you could a car, like turn up the bass, turn down the bass, all those different things. Add a little effect to my voice to make it all sound as pristine as possible.
And you have control of that, or you just sort of have faith in the person behind the board?
A lot of time I have faith, but if we're in sound check and I want to hear my voice be a little brighter, I could just say, boost up the 3 kilohertz on my voice or whatever it may be, compress it a little more.
Do you have a lot of your own gear at home?
I have everything I need. Everything is so digital now. You don't really need too much hardware.
Are you doing it off a MacBook? We are not endorsing any Mac products or not making any negative brand comments about Macs.
That's right. Yeah, good to throw that in there just in case.
Copyright. Lawyers.
Oh yeah. But yep, just a MacBook, Pro Tools, audio interface.
Is that what you're using?
Yep, and we record everything at a home studio too. We've just keep building it up over the years. Just got a really nice microphone with my buddy.
Did you?
Yeah, and it's just been a ground up project that we've been doing since like 7th grade. So just stayed at it, never quit.
Well, I don't know. Did you ever see the movie The Blues Brothers?
I've seen bits and pieces.
Well, they got a new car. And they asked where the other car was, and the other Blues Brother says, I traded it for a mic.
Wow. That's passion.
Mics are important. They're a very important part of the technology. Yeah. So now here we are. It's we're taping the show on February 15th or something like that. No, the 16th. Today's a Monday for our taping. Your second album dropped on the 6th of February.
That's right, 2/6/26.
Can we talk? Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Got a nice rhythm to it.
It does.
Can you talk about Back to the Circle, what it's about, what it's in, how many cuts are on it, how it's being received, if you even know yet? I don't know how long it takes to gather that data. I know hits are pretty easy, but...
Yeah, it's definitely been received like the best, much better than the last project now that I have this a bigger fan base from the Drake May song. So yep, Back to the Circle. It's out on all streaming platforms: YouTube, Apple, Spotify. It's a concept record, a la Pink Floyd, Kendrick Lamar. These guys that really put a lot of effort and thought and theming into their full bodies of work. So every track adds to the stories of the album. And without spoiling too much, it's definitely one of those experiences where you just got to listen from the first track to the 13th track. And if you listen close, you'll get some more instructions on how to listen
there's
to
a
it
progression to the track order?
I would say progressions.
Progressions,
Yeah,
plural.
Plural.
Can you, if it doesn't spoil it for the listeners when they listen to it, explain how Back to the Circle title came about?
Sure, yeah. There's a lot of meanings to that. And you're definitely asking the right question.
It sounded like you were going home to Bellingham, but I'm not sure if I caught it. All kidding aside.
Sure,
I'm not sure
yeah.
what I got.
I mean, there definitely is this idea of returning, but returning to what? That I would like to leave up to people. Someday I may come forward and say, but I think it's fun for now for people to come up with, what is the circle? What does going back to it mean?
Good. Let them guess, right? And as long
Definitely.
as it's wholesome, or so to speak, or not offensive to somebody, then
There's definitely
that's
a great
mystery to it.
100%, and I think it adds, that extra incentive for people to go and listen critically, and I think if people do that and do the work, they'll be really satisfied with the messages that they pull away from it.
So you're up in Bellingham.
Yep.
Nice town.
Very nice.
Lots of great things to do. Good place to grow up.
Definitely.
New York, L.A., are you moving? Do you know what you're doing? Are your parents like, don't move away from us? Or what are you thinking of, going to another city or anything for the industry, or you don't know yet?
I've been so back and forth. I've been out to LA. I actually did a song with this larger rapper out there named Henry AZ, and we did a great song. I was debating going out there and just living in my car and doing whatever I had to do to make it work. And then I thought about New York too. I love New York City.
Me too.
But the past year, I've really, really come to love Boston. And I intern at a studio out here, Cyber Sound Studios. It's a fantastic place for someone.
Where
like
is
me to be.
Cyber Sound? Can you give them a little plug? What's going on?
Yeah, it's right in Copley Square, Back Bay, right in the heart of the city, and we get some of the biggest acts in there. Whenever they're coming out to Boston and touring, I've seen some really phenomenal people, some of my favorite artists.
And you're interning there.
I'm interning there, yep. So just doing whatever needs to be done around the studio, trying to get up, climb up the ladder a little bit, and making connections with some
And
really
you never know
talented
who you're going to meet or when. It could be at the convenience store when you take a break from the studio and go get a Dr. Pepper and come back, and you never know who you're going to meet.
people. Totally, and just got to keep showing up. And
Well, plus you have an instant repertoire, on the phone right away.
this is true, yeah.
Have you heard from Drake May directly?
I have not yet. Nope. His wife, Ann Michael May, had liked it and shared it.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Sure.
Who's Michael May?
Ann Michael May. So that's his wife.
Oh, and Michael May.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I misheard you.
No, I sometimes mumble a little bit too, but
No, that was me.
that was the closest I got to it. She did like it very early in the morning. I just got to work and see it, so I was hoping she was laid up with Drake. And then they had played it when he was on the field, but he was so in the zone that I don't think he noticed it. So I'm sure it's come across his radar, but again, such a humble guy. He probably won't embrace it too much until maybe we're on those duck boats. So.
Well, the thing is, the enthusiasm of the song, and it wasn't, anything like, why'd you drop the ball in the fourth quarter? You weren't you weren't complaining about anything. You were celebrating the whole package, the man, the talent, the gifts, the team, and then the fandom of it, and then your fandom of it.
Totally, yeah.
It was pretty cool. How long did it take you to put it to compose it from nothing to a final product?
I wrote the song in about 40 minutes at work. It was on New Year's Eve.
Really?
Yeah, it was a very easy one. Like I said, the nickname was already there, and once I start writing, kind of just starts to flow out of me. I've gone quicker and quicker over the years.
Do you write on your phone, or do you actually scribble stuff down on a piece of paper?
On my phone, yeah. I shouldn't say writing. It's more typing. I used to.
No, really. I mean,
Yeah, right in the Notes app. I got the beat going in my headphones, and I just type away. I've gone pretty quick with these thumbs.
I'm going to show you something real fast. My
Yeah.
producer's probably going to kill me, but there's this guy who brings a Drake to the football games.
Yes, sir.
You've seen this guy, right?
Yep.
So I volunteer at a parking lot right down the street from the thing, and I'm out there, helping the cars get parked, and it's for a charity. This guy walks by with a duck, a live duck, right?
Don the duck.
And that's the guy. I'm like, I stopped what I was doing. I'm like, I need a picture with me and you and the duck. And it turns out this is like a famous right?
Yep, Don the Duck. Yep.
That's
And
his name?
I actually had Don reach out to me saying, "Yo, when you shoot the Drake May music video, we're in it." So we'll see.
It
what
was
ends up
so
happening.
funny. The guy was great, and people like all around him. You know, it was like Nicky G was there. It was like people swarming, and fans everywhere. And he let me put the duck on my shoulder at one point.
That duck's been a lot of places, so you got to be blessed.
I got to tell you, the animal was so well behaved.
Wow.
I was stunned
Yeah.
at how. Because if I was a duck, I'd be all grumpy and everything like that.
Totally. Definitely one of the iconic Pats fans that we have, for sure.
We only have about a couple of minutes left. What do you want to mention, or who do you want to thank for pushing you off the dock and into the water to learn to swim? You know, like, was there anybody that did that for you, or were you all self-driven? And I don't know. You sounds like you have a very interesting life. So
I appreciate it. Yeah, really just family and close friends. I have the best mom in the world. So I used to play trumpet, and that's where I learned a lot about music and music theory and stuff. Went to UMass Amherst for it very briefly, but then had some personal struggles and found my way around. And I'm luckily.
You still play? Still have your embouchure and all that stuff?
Wow, nice word.
Yeah, a little Scrabble word there, right?
Yeah. I haven't played in a little bit. I picked it up maybe like a year ago or so, but haven't played too much. Would love to incorporate it into the music.
That's what you got to do. You got to pick it up, go out to the backyard and when the neighbors aren't around, and you got to come up with some riffs, and you got to incorporate them into your song.
Yeah, I think
that would be really cool.
I think so. A little hip hop.
Well, you have that, that delta in your life where you were working through some stuff, and then you had your trumpet. Bring it back in, and fan the flames of when the trumpet was singing, because you were behind it playing it.
Yeah, totally. You never know. That might be the motivation I need to do it right there. But I would say my mom, my dad, they both pushed me in all the ways I can imagine. 3 older sisters, they always supported and loved me. My cousins, best friends.
Is it you against the 3 girls? Is that you?
Yeah, it was pretty brutal growing up. I was the baby boy. So,
They probably doted on you. They probably adored you, right?
Yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
I don't know, All right, let's get to the real important part, and we're going to wrap up here and say goodbye in a minute.
Sure.
Merchandise.
Merch.
I see you've got some merch. You're wearing some of it right now. You've got your album from Back to the Circle on, and you've got a hat.
Yep.
How's that going? Do you have any fans buying it, or your mom and dad already have some?
Oh yeah, they were the first.
Giving them out to
customers.
friends. Yeah, we'll be the first hat purchase, right?
Yeah.
Are you selling merch?
I am. Yep. I sold a ton at my release party. And
No
I
kidding.
still got the packages in my car. So yeah, if anyone wants some, reach out to me on Instagram or whatever at NickyG_37, and we'll hook you up. I also have custom Drake May T-shirts.
Really?
With the slogan from the song on the front and the back and my name on it. So those are available on TikTok Shop and in my social media bio. So grab those, grab some of this stuff. Just reach out and we'll make it happen.
This show is going to, as just like your music, it's going to go into editing after we're done.
Sweet.
And they'll be adding on the screen how to get in contact with you for your social media presence, all those things. If you have a website, do you have a website, or are you Instagram?
I have a link tree, so it just you click on it, it has all my songs, it has the merchandise.
We'll get all that. There's some really talented people in the back, and
Awesome.
Paul Beck does a great job, and Jury and all that. You're a great guy. Thanks for being with us on Around Foxborough, Nicky.
Thank you.
We know him as Nicky G professionally. My name is Steve Uden. I'm your humble volunteer host for tonight's episode, and you can tell I'm a little giddy. I had a really nice conversation with a really bright, intelligent, and talented young man, and his parents should be very proud of him. God bless you, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.